Alright, so here's the situation. Apparently, I gamed too hard on this PlayStation. I mean, just look at these thumbsticks. Nah, I'm just gonna cut the dumb shit. But check this out. As you can see, these analog sticks here have seen some better days. Right one's so much more than the left, but the left is starting to go too. I'm not sure if it's gaming so hard or it's just cheap material. I mean, my son did drop these a couple times on the, on the floor, but that shouldn't have did it. I've dropped my other controllers on my PS3 numerous times, and that never happened. But I think it's just made differently or whatever. It's cheap or I game too hard or whatever. But anyways, I gotta replace this so I could play. I mean, I could still use it. Casual games are a little easier than shooters like Call of Duty or Fortnite's a little more of a pain in the thumb, as you can see that side kind of jabs into it. So basically, I went online, got a couple things. Bought this, I'll throw it on the floor here. Bag of thumbsticks, analog sticks, or whatever. I'm sure it's not Sony issued. It was only like $7 for this whole bag. I think there's like 12 of them in there. And then I went ahead and bought these because originally I was just going to get this and put it over this because it was just kind of peeling. But then this one kind of just disintegrated. So two of these bad boys were like $6. Yeah, here's the other one. I already got it on the tip. You just slap it over the top. But two of those $6 came in this big ass envelope, kind of ridiculous. But anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and figure out how to replace this. So I took out a couple of the screws. There's one, two, and there's another one there, and then there's another one right there. So I'm gonna finish that and try and figure out the rest, and we'll keep you posted. So stay tuned. Okay, so I used this bad boy here. I believe it's called a Phillips screwdriver. Could be called a Bimmy or a Jimmy or a Bob. I really couldn't tell you, but I believe it's a Phillips. Take out this screw here, this one here, this one here, and that one there. That's where I'm at right now. So now you gotta kind of like get it apart, and I'm thinking like you just gotta kind of squeeze it a little bit to pop it. It's probably got like a clip or something. You just gotta squeeze it. Yeah, see, as you can see here, I could get it open. Okay, that's one. There we go. Alright, I don't really know what I'm doing, so I don't want to go too hard here. Learn from me, folks. Don't break your stuff. Yeah, okay. Alright. I can assume because there's that touchpad, there's probably like a ribbon cable type thing inside, so be careful when you pull it out. I just popped the buttons. The shoulder button just came off, but that's probably easy fix. See over here, it just came off the thing. I could figure that out. So you want to be careful. There we go. So, okay. We got the battery. Yeah. Alright, so basically the only thing I've done so far is just remove the battery from the controller. And it's just plugged into this thing here. And you just pull the connection up. Here's the connection here. You just pull it straight up and it disconnects the controller. Next thing I'm probably going to have to deal with is this ribbon cable here. But one thing I want to note, this piece will probably fall out of the controller once you start taking it apart. Hold on to that because there's a little spot up here and this piece goes in. I believe it's for like a reset button or some sort, kind of like a reboot or whatever. I'll show you later. See, as you can see right there by the, it's got like two little grooves. You put it in there, you'll see when I start putting it back together. So yeah, next step, I'm gonna remove this here, and then there's a screw here that's holding this little plate here where the battery was sitting. And then I was looking at the sides of this case here. It's got like clips. I gotta pry this piece up once I get the screw out. And then I have to deal with this this ribbon cable here for the touchpad. And then I believe after that I should be able to separate the rest of the controller. So yeah, you just got the one screw here, like I said, and then this here and that one up at the top. So I'm gonna do that. Alright, so to remove the ribbon cable from over here, all you just do is you just pull up on this blue piece right here. You just pull it up and you just pull it out. Then you unscrew this thing, and then to get this up I just kind of pried it up from over here, and then I just used my fingers to pull this up. So now this screw that you took out from here is the same size as the other four, so you don't have to worry about mixing them up. You're not gonna be screwed over if you put them in the wrong place, because they're all the same size. So the next step is basically to remove this ribbon cable. And yeah, so like I was saying, that little black rubber piece is for this reset. As you can see here, it says reset. So that's what it's for, apparently. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just freestyling this the whole way. So, but yeah, I'm just showing you what I'm doing. So once I have this out, I should be able to pull up the whole thing with the joysticks and everything. And from what I could tell, as long as you leave the case, like the shell, down, the buttons and everything should stay in place. You don't want to move that around because that could lead to a little bit of a headache, I'm sure. So I'm going to try and just leave it face down, and hopefully that prevents a lot of a headache from happening. So I'm going to remove this here, and then I'm going to keep it moving. So again, to get this cable out, you just pull on the blue tab, and then once you do that, you should be able to pull this up. Like I said, you don't want to flip the rest of the controller over too much, because the button layout will get a little jacked up. So there's the thumbsticks. I think I should just be able to pull up on them and they should be able to come off. just gonna replace them with these. Now there's a bit of a groove, so I'm assuming that once you get it off, you should be able to tell which way it goes on. But yeah, I'll go ahead and give that a go and see how it turns out. So I already got that one on. It's pretty easy. You just pull straight up like that, and then you just make sure the flat. So you see how like there's a groove in the middle there. The flat sides are for the sides of here. So as long as you line it up, it's pretty easy to do. And you could check and make sure that it's on there, you know, like, cause you have to press down on the sticks for certain moves, and then you can see it still moves. All right, and this is the one without the two. So now basically you just do the reverse. You gotta plug up the ribbon cables, put the screws in, put your battery in, and don't forget about this this piece here for the reset button. So yeah, I'm gonna start that process. Alright, so I got everything back together. I got this cable pushed into here. I got this screwed down, and then the plate itself pushed in. Something to note when I was trying to put it back together. You know how I originally had this on the top. It wouldn't actually fit through the casing, so I had to take that off so I could actually get it through. So don't put those, if you have these, don't put them on until after you're done trying to replace the sticks themselves once you got the controller all together, or it's not gonna fit through the hole, because I couldn't get it through. I was like, what the hell is going on? And then, you know, I just figured it out. It just wouldn't fit through. So there we go. As you can see, these sticks here look a lot better, not chewed up or nothing. So yeah, so I'm just gonna continue on with everything, reassembling the rest of the controller here. I still have to put this shoulder button back on because it fell off when I was taking everything apart. And then I have to put this battery back in. So once I figure out exactly where that goes, because I don't know if the camera picked it up when I was doing it, but this spring this also popped out. I gotta figure out where exactly that spring goes. I'm sure it has something to do with this trigger button here. But once I figure it out, I'll let y'all know, because it could probably happen to y'all when you're taking it apart. All right, so I figured out what this little spring is for. Basically, you gotta wrap it around this like that, right? And then let me put that down. You see the little groove, right? Let me get something there's a little groove right here. That's where the spring's gonna line up. So you got to basically get it in there like this. It'll take a quick second. It's easier if you're not looking through the camera. But basically, you go like this. And you line up the connections. And there you go. Good to go. So that's the spring mystery solved. Alright, so once you have this thing plugged back in and you've screwed this screw back in and you've placed this back in, you could work on replacing the battery. And then after you do that, you want to make sure that you put in this button here that goes up in the top there. So I'm going to do that now, and then once I get that done, I'm going to work on getting this trigger back together. Alright, so I got the battery back in. It's pretty simple. You just push it back in. It's got grooves. You can only get plugged in the one way. And then you want to, like I said, make sure you put this in here. Just line the grooves up and then it goes in right there like so. And now I can work on the trigger over here. So we got this trigger here, and then don't forget about the spring. So I got everything in. The triggers are working. This cable's plugged in. I gotta plug in the casing, the ribbon here. The battery's plugged in. So now I just got this here to plug in. Right there, the blue goes on the outside, and we'll be all set. So just gonna plug this in right here. My big fingers in there. Alright. I just gotta push it down. There we go. And we just slide this casing over the buttons like that. Make sure we get this piece inside like so. Calm down, man. It's a little easier to take apart than it is to snap it in there. Alright, that's good, that's good. Alright, I think we're good. Now we just gotta screw the screws in, and then we'll see what the final results are once I go to power up the PS4. Alright, so I got it all together. Now, the big question is, does it work? Oh, it's got a light, it's got a light. I think it's dead though. It's not turning the PS4 on. That's, there we go. So it's on. And it's working. So there you go, y'all. That's how you do it. That's how you fix these bad boys. Save yourself a few bucks instead of buying a whole new controller. I think it was like 10 bucks total, 15 bucks. $16, something like that, with all the shipping for these two things, and then the bag of the joy. These things here that are completely trash. So yeah, I think it's $60, $50, $60 for a whole new one. So save yourself some money. Thanks for watching.